Bine ați venit la evenimentul organizat de noi. O să-mi permit să vorbesc în limba română deocamdată, pentru că mă uit pe lista de participanți și observ că suntem cu toții. Nu avem participanți străini deocamdată, așa că pentru a fi tuturor mai simplu, sugerez să folosim limba română până eventual vom avea participanți din afara țării. Deci, bună dimineața tuturor invitațiilor noștri la evenimentul organizat de ICHIM, în contextul EU Green Week. Evenimentul nostru poartă numele de AGILE Chemistry for Greener Future. După cum bănuiesc că știți cu toții, institutul nostru se axează pe toate ariile acoperite de chimie, în general, astfel încât poate deveni un actor important în zona dezvoltării unor tehnologii din această zonă care să contribuie la creșterea sustenabilității industriei chimice. Colegii mei vor prezenta mai departe atât unele proiecte foarte importante pentru noi, cum sunt cele bioregio, preocupări în zona chimiei verzi ale institutului nostru, dar și posibilitățile de colaborare în domeniul schimbărilor climatice și domeniul conex. În cadrul institutului nostru sunt abordări ale chimiei verzi, vor fi dezvoltate într-o prezentare ulterioară. Chimia verde, după cum știm cu toții, are câteva principii, dintre care prevenirea deșeurilor, maximizarea economiilor, folosirea cât mai redusă a substanțelor chimice periculoase, precum și reutilizarea deșeurilor, evitarea substanțelor chimice derivate, analiza în timp real și reducerea poluării în mediu și multe altele. Cam toate aceste aspecte noi le acoperim în cadrul cercetărilor din cadrul institutului. Cu succes, pot să spun, fără a fi modest. Ca să nu pierdem prea mult timpul, o să invit pe doamna doctor Ana Maria Gălan să prezinte și să conducă întâlnirea stakeholderilor din cadrul proiectului bioregio. Vă mulțumesc încă o dată pentru participarea astăzi și mult succes în dezbatere.
Bună dimineața! I will make a short presentation about bioregio project, a project where ICHIM is partner. Bioregio project, regional economy. Just a second, please. Regional circular economy models and best available technologies for biological strains. The outline of this presentation is the following: a part of bioregio overview, contribution of circular bio-based economy to recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, and good practices from partner regions. Something about bioregio project. Bioregio project is a project financed by Interreg Europe, Priority Axis 4, Environment and Resource Efficiency, specific objective 4.2, improve the implementation of regional development policies and programs aimed at increasing resources efficiency, green growth, and eco-innovation and environmental performance management. The bioregio project have 8 partners from 6 regions, from Finland, Spain, Slovakia, Greece, Romania, and France. BioRegio unit 8 partners from 6 regions having the experience and the will to boost regional circular economy of the biological flows. The aims of these projects are the following: improving knowledge related to circular economy of biological streams, increasing recycling rate of biological materials like food waste, bio-waste, cooperation models, and best available technology for biorefinery, biogas production, or ecosystems. The activities of these projects are the following: joint development of policy instruments, defining best practices of bio-based circular economy, cooperation models, and best available technologies, and describing the regional biological streams. Actions of these projects: regional stakeholders group meeting, interregional events, roundtable discussions, seminars, and site visits, policy brief, expert papers, and regional dissemination events. The results of these projects: 6 policy instruments will be improved. Regions will be better equipped to implement new technology and cooperation models in order to move towards bio-based circular economy, increasing professional capacity among stakeholders, and raising public awareness of bio-based circular economy. The project will be implemented in 2 phases. Phase 1, it's from January 2017 and the end of December 2019. And phase 2, January 2020 and December 2021. Additional activities between September 2021 and end of December this year. The total budget of this project is €1 million, and the funding of European Union is 85%. Activities related to contribution of circular bio-based economy to recovery from COVID, collection and exchange of information on COVID and bioeconomy measure taken in project partner, online workshop, how to enable small and medium enterprises better access to structural funds, other instruments to boost the bio-based circular economy, sharing measures, expertise, and good practices. One regional stakeholder web meeting, identification and dissemination of COVID-19 bio-based circular economy good practices, one regional local managing authority meeting, supporting the bio-based circular economy development and measure taken to face and recover from COVID crisis, and communication, media communication, websites, social media, and other actions. One regional workshop in France and site visits, funding of information on COVID-19 bioeconomy measures in partner regions, exchange of new update good practices boosting for bio-based circular economy. Site visit will take place in connection with the Pays de la Loire circular bioeconomy strategy and the recent France relance calls for projects, project management communication, or a separate web meeting. SARS-CoV-2 surveillance, employing sewage towards toward the Sentinel system, Joint Research Center technical reports. Investigation have shown that the virus can be detected within hours in humans. In the following, in the next minutes, I will present the good practices from partner regions. And I will begin with Finland, the Pajat-Ham grain cluster, a good practice from Finland, a cooperation network of the local grain value chain, bring together all the actors in the region, from grain producers to industry and retail, both large international to small craft company. 43,000 arable hectares land area, turnover of companies over 600 million euro, founded in 2003. Exceptional and international scale, funding covered by the member companies, partial from European Regional Development Funds, other projects. Synergies, products development and circular economy solutions, bioethanol production from side streams, innovations, food products development, carbon dioxide recovery from bakery and mash processes. Implement the Pajat-Ham grain cluster pilot plant project, implemented by University of Applied Science, funding European Regional Development Funds. The project is funded as part of the European Union response to the COVID-19 pandemic, REACT-EU. Development of project between September 2021 and 30 April 2023. The budget of the project is 185,000 euro, 80% European Regional Development Funds. Development platform design, phase 1 and 2, business plan development, investment project between September 2021 and June 2022. The budget it's 180,000 euro, 70% European Regional Development Funds. Investing device phase 1. Here are some information about phase 1 and phase 2. And here we have some photos from a pilot plant, pyrolysis plant, fermentation and biological of biological site streams. A good practice from partner regions from Spain. It's a network of circular economy agents, open platform, regional strategy of circular economy, PM environmental challenge, detection illegal dumping, increasing waste reuse, increasing use of reclaimed water in industry. Expert forum integrated by leader company to analyze difficulties to develop circular economy on the region and promote solution to these problems. Creation of chair in circular economy. Pilot action, 5 projects, 1 per province, that includes several countries. Another good practice is from Spain is Romica Circular. Different company connect their waste, rejected waste on the can be of one of them can be raw material for this state. This industrial park in Albacete province. And another good example for Spain is community composting. We have here some information about this. A good example for a good practice from Slovakia partner, it's BioConvert, which is an insect farm. They use food waste and waste from animal food producers and farmers to produce insect. In Europe, in this moment, the insects are used just for animal feed. And good practices from partner region, from Romania, from Technological Transfer Center of INECE-DCPICEC in Bucharest. It's the project Development of Innovation, funding in the policy instruments in focus regional operational program 2014-2020. Contribute to the BioRegio Action Plan Action 3. Beneficiary is ICHECHIM, Technology Transfer Center. Implementation, implementation of the project will be between November 2021 and the end of December 2023. The budget of this project is around 150,000 euro. The activity proposed under this action include mapping of bioresources in the region that are currently wasted and have potential for valorization. This will include, but not be limited to, expired food from supermarket and farmers market, domestic bio-waste, agro-food industry, site flows, creation of database of available technology for valorization of bio-waste, include Interreg Europa good practices, recent Horizon 2020 research results, as well as other demonstrated and emerging and innovative ways of turning bio-waste into value-added products, identification of possible stakeholders, analysis of legal status and investment potential, private enterprises, municipalities, country, regional authorities, proposal for funding instrument according to beneficiary, investment need and potential. The general objective of this project is to increase the economic efficiency of agribusiness small and medium enterprises in the Sud-Muntenia region by increasing the degree of innovation in companies as a result of expanding the capacity of ICHECHIM technology transfer service in the region in the following area of smart specialization: bioeconomy, energy and environment and climate change, eco-nanotechnology and advanced materials. The projects aim to support business in the Sud-Muntenia region by providing information on available modern technology transfer, and assistance in obtaining funds for their implementation, thus increasing the competitiveness of small and medium enterprises in the region. Activities. Support for technology transfer to small and medium enterprises by development of experimental models and prototypes in order to demonstrate the efficiency of the technology offered and the quality of the products, specific technology service and innovation support services to enterprises depending on their need and available resources, to boosting the technology transfer capacity by creating an online trading platform, internalization activities, implementation of the innovation management system. This is the site of the project, the website of the project. The expected results of this project: minimum two technology transfers made by Technology Transfer Center at the end of the financial year following the year in which the project implementation is completed, minimum 2 technology studies, minimum 1 new job created, minimum 3 affiliation to international organization, minimum 3 project international partnerships, predetermined indicators are this, and this is from Romania. Good practice from Greece. Support measures of small and medium enterprises at regional level, region of Central Macedonia. This is the presentation of their measures. And good practices from France. It's Les Alchimistes. They collect organic waste from restaurant, supermarket, company, or school, canteens, hospital, nursing home, florist, and make local composting. Solutions Partage, the platform for pooling resources between companies in Pays de la Loire to bring together offer and mutualization and request of resources to use the maximum potential of each resource, to share the cost of material investment between different structures, to give the benefit of one company a new skill to others who need them. So this is the presentation of BioRegio project. If there are any questions, please send it on email to my colleague Mihaela Frâncu. So thank you very much for your attention.
Okay. Good morning, I'm Ana Maria Baroi, scientific researcher and member of team number 7 Emerging Nanotechnologies at ICHECHIM Bucharest. On the occasion of the EU Green Week event, I will talk about some of the green chemistry approaches in ICHECHIM within our Emerging Nanotechnology group. In our research team, we approach the green chemistry area grouped into 3 main domains. First includes vegetal materials and vegetal waste capitalization. The second one is addressed to green chemistry routes for material synthesis, and the third one involves environmental protection. Our first domain implies the transdisciplinary approach for development of technological solutions for target compounds recovery from agro side streams. The general objective of the project is to underline, optimize, and also apply an integrated technology of sustainable and enhanced production of natural extracts with high content of biologically active compounds from side streams of agricultural industries, applicable for obtaining smart formulations for disorders of the 21st century. The main idea of the project is to process plants byproducts with which are rich in nutritional and bioactive compounds into formulation being used in pharma industry, with the following benefits: the use of obtained extracts and target compounds for the prevention or treatment of age-related neurodegenerative disorders, also to minimize the amount of plant waste by recovering the target compounds from the byproducts, along with increasing the potential of the pharmaceutical and food market by designing new functional ingredients and increasing the quality of life. This project provides innovative solutions, helping to prevent health issues, changing the nutritional habits, providing new food products with enriched functionality and biological value. Our estimated results include a prototype of therapeutic powders provided in order to be used by the Hungarian SMA, and also several therapeutic products made from these powders with the impact on health. The second project involves green chemistry route for material synthesis. Thus, green technology for pharmaceuticals removal from water using eco-friendly oxidation catalyst proposes a new and innovative class of ozonation catalysts with morphology that assures an easy contact of ozone and pollutants with solid surface, and green and cheaper technology for catalyst preparation using plant extracts instead of harmful chemical reagents. Catalytic ozonation is a high efficient process for removing the most resistant organic pollutants from water and is a key process in wastewater treatment. The project objectives is to obtain a new water treatment technology for non-steroidic anti-inflammatory drugs removal based on the catalytic ozonation process with photosynthesized catalytic systems arranged in the form of thin films deposited on a glass substrate. The specific goals of the present project are synthesis and characterization of photosynthesized oxidic nanostructures for further utilization as catalysts, obtaining catalytic system arranged in the form of the thin films deposited on a glass substrate, demonstration of the treatment efficiency of the obtained nanostructures for non-steroidic anti-inflammatory drugs removal, like paracetamol and ibuprofen, validation of the proposed, and the last one, the validation of the proposed technologies. The results include technology for preparation of photosynthesized catalytic thin films for wastewater treatment using the obtained photosynthesized catalytic thin films. The aim of the third project is environmental protection by applying a treatment to water from sources contaminated with nitrates and chlorinated organic compounds using integrated catalytic reduction or oxidation and biofiltration processes. The goal of the project is the transfer and development of technology for depollution of water from sources contaminated with nitrates and chlorinated organic compounds like pesticides and their environmental degradation products, efficient and economically feasible, which can be used to obtain drinking water and or for the remediation of groundwater bodies. The transfer will be made to an economic agent with important activity in the development, implementation of technologies and production of water treatment systems like ICPE Bistrița, and in a partnership with an economic agent with sustained activity in promoting and implementing technologies to beneficiaries, namely ACRO, in order to increase our economic competitiveness. Thank you for your attention, and for more information, please do not hesitate to contact my superior at the emails mentioned on the slide or on our Facebook profile, Emerging Nanotechnologies Group. Thank you very much.
Should everybody be okay with it? I would like to start a short presentation on the EU climate mitigation initiatives and connect strategies. And this presentation was elaborated with the intent to spark some creative discussion on potential synergistic partnership and to tap on opportunities to develop projects together, to develop research and innovation, and to take the circular economy to the next level right here in Romania. So basically, to outline what the climate mitigation initiatives and connect strategies are, the first and the most emphasized on aspect that the EU is currently managing in order to sustain the transition to a greener economy is the EU Green Deal framework. And this framework references two targets, the 2030 and the 2050 climate neutral targets. It applies the European bioeconomy strategy agenda and is coupled with the EU Circular Economy Action Plan and the Repower EU actions in the framework of the current conflicts between Ukraine and Russia. The bio-based Industries Joint Undertaking as a catalyst for this green transition in Europe under the European Green Deal is accommodated by two private partner, public-private partnership. The first one is BBIGU, private-public partnership in quantum of 3.7 billion euros. What does BBI stand for? It stands for Bio-Based Industries Joint Undertaking and is dedicated to realizing the European bioeconomy potential, turning biological residues and wastes into greener everyday products through innovative technologies and biorefineries. The BBI is about bridging key sectors, creating new value chains, and producing a range of innovative bio-based products to ultimately form a new bio-based community and economy. The BIC, namely the Bio-Based Industry Consortium, is the industrial partner in this particular PPP. And it hosts a unique mix of sectors, including agriculture, agro-food technology providers, forest-based sector, chemicals, and energy. It is also associated that in 2012, the collective represented the private sector, and to date, it has 70 full industrial members, both large SMEs and clusters, and over 100 associate members like universities, associations, technology platforms, and it is still growing. The BBIGU is addressing building new value chains based on the development of sustainable biomass collections and supply systems with increased productivity and improved utilization of biomass feedstock, including co- and byproducts. Another issue addressed by BBIGU would be unlocking the utilization and valorization of waste and lignocellulosic biomass, bridging existing value chains to new levels through optimized uses of feedstock and industrial side streams while offering innovative added value products to the market. And least, bridging technology to maturity through research and innovation. It, as a secondary objective, upgrading and building demonstration and flagship biorefineries that will process the biomass into a range of innovative bio-based products. As a successor of BBIGU, CBEGU, public-private partnership in quantum of 2 billion euros, funds projects advancing circular bio-based industries, and is operating under the rules of Horizon Europe. CBEGU is shifting from non-renewable fossil fuel raw materials and minerals to circular bio-based production processes, and is essential to reach the EU climate target as set out in the European Green Deal. The partnership was established by the Council Regulation 2085 in 2021 and is active since November 2021. The main objectives of CBEGU, namely Circular Bio-Based Europe Joint Undertaking, are the following: to accelerate the innovation process and development of bio-based innovative solutions, to accelerate market deployment of the existing mature and innovative bio-based solutions, and to ensure a high level of environmental performance of bio-based industrial systems. Now, CBEGU is building on BBIGU success while enlarging its scope and addressing the remaining challenges of Europe's bio-based industries. Mainly, the new partnership focuses on supporting research and innovation for sustainable bio-based solutions, de-risking investments in innovative circular bio-based production plants, addressing the technological, regulatory, and market challenges of the bioeconomy, placing sustainability at the heart of the operations, strengthening the collaboration of all bioeconomy actors, engaging with more stakeholders along the value chains. Now, the establishment of the CBEGU operation was triggered in February 2021 when the European Commission adopted a legal text proposing this unit's creation. In Q4 2021, the Council of the European Union adopted the regulation establishing the CBEGU. And from 2022 onwards, the Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda has been adopted along with the working program. The scientific committee and the state representative group have just been appointed late March 2022. And it is expected that the call for project proposals will be launched quite soon, somewhere in between Q2 and Q3 2022, and are expecting to be closed by the end of 2022. So basically, both BBIGU and CBEGUs are operating units that fund research in terms of bio-based products and circular economy. The CBU's decision-making body is a governing board, and the role of the CBEGU program office, led by the executive director, is to ensure the implementation of the partnership between the European Union and its private partner, which is BIC, the Bio-Based Industry Consortium. How does this initiative get translated into legislation at European level? So, supporting Europe Green Deal, we have Fit for 55, a set of proposals to revise and update EU legislation that supports the member states in their green transition. So basically, the infographic that I shared with you explains how the European Council has set the goal for the EU to become climate neutral by 2050. And in this mindset, the EU legislation needs to be adapted to make the green transition a reality. The Fit for 55 package is a set of new legislative proposals and amendments to existing EU legislation that will help the EU cut its net greenhouse gas emissions and by at least 55% until 2030 compared to 1990. Basically, the areas addressed by Fit for 55 legislative package is greenhouse gas removal by carbon sinks, such as forests, funding for a just transition, renewable energy efficiencies, more alternative fuels and more charging stations for electric vehicles, energy taxation, a carbon border adjustment for certain imports, and greenhouse gas emissions from all economic sectors, including industry, transport, energy, agriculture, and waste. The protocol by which the EU turns climate goals into waste is quite simple. Following the proposals, the Commission submits the Fit for 55 package containing a number of legislative proposals to the Council and the European Parliament. The discussions between working partners in several of the Council takes place. The representatives of EU 27 member states exchange views on legislative proposal, preparing the ground for an agreement. The COREPER evaluation based on the work of expert level in the working parties, the deputy EU ambassadors of the 27 member states continue discussion to prepare the background for an agreement on a council position on each legislative proposal. The ministers of the EU 27 member states discuss the proposals. And for the Fit for 55 package, these discussions take place between ministers responsible for different policies areas such as environment, energy, transport, economic and financial affairs. Most proposals follow the ordinary legislative procedure. But sometimes there are so-called trilogues in order to reconcile positions of different member states. And once positions are settled, the EU law is reached in terms of agreements, and the texts are formally adopted by the Council and the Parliament before becoming law. I mentioned this because following recent country reports from JRC, from PSF, from other service support organisms at the different levels of the European Commission, Romania has been lagging on attaining particular targets that our country has agreed to target for the current period, and with the view to attain the EU targets for 2030 and 2050. Basically, Romania has agreed to completely remove carbon coal burning for energy by 2032, which means that basically the CO2 emissions will have been decreasing substantially by 2032, and there is still a few practical steps taken in this way, given the fact that legislation still need amendment at national level. So basically, as a takeaway from all the recent reports from late 2021 and early 2022. The need for Romania in order to remain competitive in the European green and digital transition would be to develop a think tank that will unite and structure future efforts for smart specialization and the focus to lead development in the region. The crux in this view is to reduce the emissions intensity of production, as I mentioned earlier, reducing the share of coal-based production, and adopting CCUS, mainly carbon capturing cluster, or an innovative process route that would be based on electrolytic hydrogen or the like. Basically, carbon capture cluster would focus on multiple industrial point resources of CO2 connected to transport and storage, access to large geological storage resources, studies of almost all potential hubs and clusters need to be supported by government in their policy, both at energy ministry level and as well as research, development and innovation ministry level, because we need to deliver an economy of scale that will lower the unit cost for CO2 storage, and eventually, why not be engaged in the CO2 transaction. Synergies between multiple CO2 sources and the storage operator reduces the cross-sectoral difficulties and support commercial viability. Emission credits have soared recently in transactions across Europe, and these type of credits can be also transactioned internationally, not to mention the fact that they are more viable for a circular economy than fuel tax, the instrument that the local government is currently employing in Romania, because a fuel tax, a polluter's tax, is actually passed down to the final end client, which is the owner of a vehicle, for example, rather than to be managed by the polluter or the fuel distributor. Also, both the farm to fork and the biodiversity strategies of the Green Deal fix a target to reduce nutrient loss by 50% by the 2030 deadline for Romania. And according to the Common Agricultural Policy, member states are required to develop strategic plans for the following period, 2023 to 2027, with a focus on sustainability, economic, environment, and social. And this strategy is reinforced by the water directive, complementing, for example, the nitrates directive. I mentioned the nitrates directive given the orientation of ICHM domain of activity. So basically, along the Common Agricultural Plan, there will be voluntarily environmental schemes defined by each member state, in which the member state ought to provide farm support services to farmers, even though these are not, these will not be specifically mentioned in the legislation. It's one of the recommendation of the European Commission. Are there any questions so far? If there aren't any questions from the ones that have joined us, I would like to share some of my own, namely what renewable business opportunities are currently out there on the sector being seized by companies. Where is the next big thing for your sector? Why research-intensive companies have an edge in circular technologies or eco technologies, and how renewables offer reskilling opportunities for research and innovation labor force. What projects best demonstrate the new strategic developments along your companies or initiatives, and how and why intersector partnerships are on the cusp of rise right now, nationally or locally, depending on where you're located. Thank you so much for your attention. We would have hoped to spark some discussion and to see what's your stand, what's your position on this new updates, and whether or not they are useful for your activity.